Welcome to another episode of Building with Bob. Today we're going to be talking about the winch install on my Honda Pioneer. I bought this 4,500 pound winch off of eBay for like $250. It came with all the wiring I'm going to need and the bracket to mount it. Only complaint is if you're going to buy the same kit, which I can put the link below if anybody asks. But if you're going to buy the same kit, the amount of main power wire they give you is really tight. So you got to make sure that you run your wire accordingly. But so anyways, I did run this wire or this winch into my auxiliary battery. I kind of wrestled around with that decision. I watched a lot of videos where guys want their winch on their main battery because that's something that they don't think that they can get home without. Me, I don't do a ton of crazy four-wheeling mudding. This is primarily just for me and my kids. I put a winch on it in case I ever need it. If I need to pull the lawnmower to the garage or I need to do something like that, I have a winch. So I chose to run it to my auxiliary battery. So we'll jump right into what I did, how I installed it, how I ran wires, and why I did certain things. So let me turn this around and we'll get to it. So you have to remove your front bumper, which you see there where the nice Honda sticker is. And to remove that, you're going to take out these two bolts, this bolt down here, and there's a couple bolts up underneath there. If you can see, I'm not going to get down. With that being said, these two bolts are in the kit. They get replaced, so the factory bolts can get thrown in the trash. This bolt gets reused. And then there's a bracket. There's a bracket right here that it just clamps it down. And then the winch gets installed. I installed the winch and that on the bench. I'm pretty sure you could do it with the bracket in place, but it seemed a lot easier to do that on the bench. I also wound the cable on the bench. That way there I didn't have to, run it while it was on the machine. It was a lot easier. It was done. So wiring, pretty simple. Blue washer. You can see the blue wire there. Yellow washer, yellow wire. I mean, we all went to kindergarten, right? Wire runs up there, comes up through here, making sure to stay away from any moving parts, guys. I just wrapped it around there, looked nice. Then this block here, I'm gonna catch some slack for this, but I used a blowtorch, which you can see right there, and this piece of co-hanger. And what I did is I heated this up, and I come over here once it was cherry red, and I got it right where I wanted it. And I pushed it through the plastic because I really can't get a drill bit in there. And after I did that, I used self-tappers, which you can barely see. And that's how I held this onto this piece of plastic here. I really like the location of that. I know you guys are going to tear me up on how I did this. But it works. If I have any issues with it, I'll fix it down the road. But I'm pretty sure it's going to work great. So then you got your main power coming in. This is your steering shaft here, so be careful with your wires coming in here. Okay, there's a lot of moving parts in there. There's springs down there, and there's other stuff over here that works your shifting. So just be careful where you're running your wires. This wad of wires here is just extra wire coming from your rocker switch in the cab. And right up there is the rocker switch. You can see right here these wires. That's your rocker switch inside the cab. I'll back out and zoom in where the wires go. Wires run down here. This is on the driver's side. I removed this panel here. There's 3 plastic tabs on the inside, and there's 2, 4, 5 plastic tabs on the outside. And then this panel comes down. And the wires run right through here. And then they run down in through this and down underneath. I'm going to go underneath here so you guys can see. So the wires run under that plastic panel, which is right here. And then I removed this plastic panel, ran the wires through here. So it's all underneath this skid plate. Wires come up into here and go up in to the bottom of my battery box, where I use a rubber grommet to make sure that the wires don't get cut. Nice and tight to the frame so no sticks come up and rip it off, guys. Use plenty of zip ties. They're cheap. Amazon sells them all day. And then the wires come up into here and into my auxiliary battery. Now, I want to put a fuse block here, and when I do, I will run my winch into the fuse block, but I haven't got that yet. That'd be another video for another day. I'll show you the, pick up my phone. Ooh, and sorry for that. There's my rocker switch right there, and there's my auxiliary battery thing. All that stuff's pretty cool. I wish that the rocker switch was lit up. I think that would just be kind of cool, but it's not, so that's what it is. If you guys like the video, hit like. If you really like it, subscribe, and I'll be adding more content later. All right, guys, have fun.